Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the week of November 21st. And we are just going to jump right in here, Capricorn. And you start off with this brown bear spirit. I can't talk today. This first row represents your past. So in your past, you have that brown bear spirit says, take time out. I feel that there maybe has been a lot of, I get like a studying energy almost, where it's like you've been studying something. Look at this. Every single one of these cards kind of represents thinking. You literally have this thinker card showing up here, but you also have this talk less, feel more card. I feel you've been studying like life. What's crazy is the tower has come up again for everyone this week, so wouldn't surprise me if there were more tower moments, but Taurus had the tower at exactly the same position. So I get this studying energy. This brown bear spirit, bears hibernate, so it can also represent an energy of gathering your resources. I don't think that's a bad idea. Again, I don't think we need to be like crazy prepper or anything like that. But as I've been saying, I'm pretty sure I said this to you actually in your November reading. I wouldn't be spending like crazy right now. I wouldn't be paranoid either, but I would just, I kind of think we just need to have like a little bit of healthy balance with our spending and all that other good stuff. I think we'll be fine. I think things will be perfectly fine. But again, I would keep an eye on your finances and everything like that. I get a major studying energy here. That's the best way I can. Let's just jump into it because you have the Page of Pentacles, literally the card of studiousness, but you've been studying something, probably a change you want to make, or maybe even like the direction that your life is going. It's kind of interesting as well. Like I feel like you have you have become something. You have the World, which is your card, by the way. The World can be Capricorn, even though, it's Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo, but it can also be your card. It's almost as if I feel you have like integrated, like a belief system, or maybe this is your own belief system. Maybe you've taken my advice, right? And you've brainwashed yourself to be more positive, or, to believe that you're capable of starting a business or getting the perfect relationship, whatever it is, doesn't matter. And I kind of feel this is in the past position. You've been kind of looking at your life and saying, what kind of beliefs do I want to have? What kind of person do I want to be? And you have the Ten of Wands as well, so you've experienced some burdens because of these changes. But I also am getting on the Ten of Wands that that's exactly how you know that you've changed. Because, sometimes I think we want to change. The universe is like, okay, but maybe the universe brings in some burdens or some things that we have to go through to get to the change in the first place, which kind of makes sense. It's like, maybe you want to start a business, and maybe the way that you start a business is by getting fired, right? Which sucks. But Ten of Wands, right? Heavy burden if something like that happens. So some of you may have experienced that. Same thing in love as well. In love, I don't get a ton of love energy here, but what I would say is in love, I'm wondering if you said, like, if this person is right for me, if you were with a person in the past, you're like, oh, if this person is right for me, then keep them in my life. If they're not, make them leave. And I feel kind of that energy of the universe taking not really taking someone away from you, but, I kind of feel that maybe some of you had a breakup where you kind of like asked the universe and they did it. The universe did it. I get that feeling. You have the Three of Pentacles. Much more focused on quality experiences. To me, it makes perfect sense. With Uranus and Taurus has a major focus on quality. That is quality of everything. It's instead of quantity. So I think pretty much everyone alive right now, but definitely you earth signs, I feel are much more focused on having quality experiences, and you probably just won't even bother with things that are a waste of time or just aren't going to deliver you a certain level of quality. So you're kind of like raising the bar as far as like what you're willing to accept in your life and what you're not willing to accept. And this has happened because of past experience is what I'm getting. Here you go. With the Page of Pentacles, you cannot make this up. You have the King of Swords. Probably the king with the most wisdom and knowledge. He not only has wisdom, but he also has knowledge, which is like taking wisdom and putting it into action. He has the experience. Sometimes the King of Swords, it always reminds me of like, if you're learning a language, for example, it's like, it's one thing to learn like a language like Spanish or something like that, but it's another thing to immerse yourself in the culture, because it's like there are some words that mean other things, right? We have slang in all languages. He, on the best version of himself, he immerses himself in something. He learns the ins and the outs of everything. So if he's learning a language, he would know slang words. He would know like extra stuff that most people don't know. He's actually put it into practice. And I kind of feel for a lot of you that this could be happening in some area of your life, like work or business. It's like no longer are you just learning it. I feel like you're actually putting things out into the world. You have become something. Pretty intense. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Hangman. I feel like you've waited a long time for this. Again, you've definitely had to put yourself in Hangman mode. By the way, he's hanging from the Tree of Knowledge. So there you go. more symbolism that represents like education, knowledge, knowing something, being successful. Really good. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, some small false beliefs that are going on here. That's the word that's popping into my head. I feel even now, even though this is in your past, I feel even now there could be a need for you to prove some things to yourself, right? It's like maybe you don't know if you're capable of starting your business or getting into a relationship. I feel like you just need to start trying things. I know it's not good advice, but really, I mean, what else is there? We have to try things to be successful at whatever we want to be successful at. It's just that simple. Next, in the area of your present, you have the last quarter moon in Pisces. It says talk less, feel more. Definitely a good time for feeling, I feel, for you. And kind of really acting as if, right? I think that act as if energy would be really good for you. Especially if you like want to turn yourself into something else, that's what this reading is basically saying to me with that World card, is that you're wanting to become something much, much more. You're wanting to become something, period. And, I feel like feeling how you want to feel is exactly what you should be doing with this energy, but definitely a lot of success coming in for you here. I want to see what this next card is as well. It says first quarter moon in Virgo. It says assess the situation. I feel like you need to kind of like mimic success with this energy, which we talk about a lot for you, Capricorn, but definitely something you need to do. You have the Two of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. By the way, if you were in a past situation with a person in love, I feel like this person has juggled, maybe they didn't cheat, right? But maybe they just had a lot going on in their life. So maybe they were juggling a lot. I kind of get this feeling here, Capricorn, that I feel like you need to focus on situations where you get more attention. Let's put it that way, including in love, right? If you've had love situations where you don't feel fulfilled, where you're not getting like the love, the attention, the affection that you desire, I feel like you've kind of had that lesson that you've learned that you can't maybe be with a person who doesn't have the time for you, plain and simple, right? And so you could have dealt with a person in the recent past who was like juggling. And again, it might not have been cheating. They just might have been super busy or something like that. And I feel you've learned what to look out for. Especially with this Seven of Pentacles, it's like you've learned what to pay attention to. And I also feel that you have all of you have learned like what situations are worth it and what situations are not. This is my is the juice worth the squeeze card. This card started coming up quite a bit over the summer, and I feel there was like a lot of astrology at the time, and there still is right now, that is kind of pointing out situations to us that are a waste of time and things that are worth it, plain and simple. I also think that pretty much as a collective, and definitely you, Capricorn, the Seven of Pentacles is saying that you've kind of gotten everything, out of this stage of life or wherever you are right now. And so maybe you're looking for something new to grow. He has grown these pentacles and he's looking at them and he's saying like, is there something different that I could grow? Is there something better? Could I be growing multiple things? Is there a more efficient way to do this? He has all these questions, right? He wants to know how he can get to the Eight of Pentacles more efficient. He wants to build more momentum in his life as well, getting to the Eight of Pentacles. He wants his work to mean something, Eight of Pentacles. So, that's what he's working towards. And I kind of feel that's what you're going towards as well. You have the Six of Swords. There you go. So I definitely feel like you've been through something recently in the recent past based off your first row with the Ten of Wands showing up. And it looks to me like you're kind of, I don't think you're starting from scratch, but I feel like you've learned all you can from a situation and you're kind of like saying, okay, moving forward, moving on to something new, moving to the other side. The woman and the child in this boat, they only have the clothing on their back. They have nothing else with them. And it kind of represents the fact that they are just trusting that they're being guided by the guy in the back of the boat to calmer shores. They're trusting that they're being guided to something new. I do get this energy that some of you are kind of cutting your losses, or you have recently cut your losses. This could be like in a relationship. Maybe you cut your losses because the person wasn't investing. For others, this could be in work or business, and I feel like you're getting ready for something bigger. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Definitely time. Look at this. He has, I mean, you cannot make this up. He has these empty fields behind him, and he's the only knight that isn't moving, the Knight of Pentacles. And all knights, by the way, represent fire. Even though he represents an earth sign, they all represent fire energy because they all represent movement. He needs to move, though. He needs to plant seeds. He has oak leaves on his helmet. Guess what the oak leaves represent? Capricorn, knowledge and wisdom. It literally says you have the knowledge, wisdom, everything you need to be very successful. You have everything you need to kind of get something new growing in your life. But I feel like you have to get moving. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Star. The Star is worth it, you know? The Star is like fulfillment, total fulfillment. She's about to step into that pool, which that's the pool of universal consciousness. You know, I kind of get this energy that the universe has really been listening to you, Capricorn, and I think that's why you're going towards the world. You're going towards the best version of you, because you can see these ripples in the pool right here. And it's almost like those are the ripples that the vibrations you sent out to the universe. So I feel like the universe has been listening. I also feel like you're becoming more focused. There's that star in the middle, the big star, and that's what you need to focus on. All those little stars, they could be extra details. They could be anything, but I feel focusing on the thing that you want in life is what you should be doing. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Six of Wands. With the Seven of Swords, no, I'm totally confused now. With the Six of Swords, you have the Six of Wands. And this is amazing because I love two sixes. To me, two sixes says you're going in exactly the right direction. You're on the right path. Also, if you look right here, he's got this wreath, and it kind of looks like the World card. It kind of looks like the wreath that is surrounding the World card. Definitely an accomplishment coming in for you. I think things are getting so much better for you, Capricorn. I mean, Six of Wands. He has been to war. The story is he's coming back from war. So it's he's been through a difficult period of time. 10 of Wands in your reading here. And he's coming back. So he's kind of being celebrated for his success. And I feel it's time for you to celebrate as well, is kind of what this reading is saying to me. In the future position, you have this Thinker card here. I feel you have been doing a lot of thinking. Even though this is showing up in the future, I kind of feel like this is something that you've been doing. A lot of thinking, a lot of planning, thinking about what you want your future life to look like, thinking about all the things that are worth it, not worth it, and everything in between. So I do get a very mentally active energy here. You have the World, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Tower. I feel the World is some big accomplishments coming in for you. But the story of the World card is that woman in the center is a sorceress. She represents a combination of all energies that exist. She's meant to represent something that is fully integrated, something that is, complete. And I feel like that's you. I feel like you are the sorceress. She has two wands as well. It kind of represents one wand. She is like the magician's wand. She can create with her thoughts and her feelings. The other wand is more like something where she uses action. She takes action to make things happen. And I kind of feel that's what's going on here with the World card. Definitely an accomplishment coming in for you. You have the Knight of Pentacles here. Knight of Pentacles is slow moving. We already talked about this. I feel like you're ready to get moving forward. I would just take the first small step that you can to get to your World card, whatever that means for you. Definitely, I feel that maybe, between now and 2025 or so, major changes in your life. I feel that for some of you, you might not even recognize yourself in the future. And I mean this in the best way possible. I think, your life could be changed so significantly over the next, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And looking back, you're probably going to be like, wow, I can't believe, I came this far. But here's the secret. You have to take the first step. You have to, plant seeds to make that happen. You have the Tower. And again, it's kind of funny because I said to Virgo and Taurus, actually, all you earth signs seem to be changing significantly. And I think it's partially because of Uranus and Taurus. Obviously, that's going to affect all you earth signs. But for you, I think you could be surprising people around you. They're surprised that you have made these changes or how far you've come. And I also feel some of you could be surprising people with changes that you're making with the Tower card. The Tower falls because things have been the same for too long. It represents being brought back down to reality. So the Tower can represent reality. And I feel that for some of you, maybe you're like leaving a situation in the future, like a job, but it kind of gives me the feeling of like getting a job and then leaving right away. And maybe that surprises people because maybe you've told people this was your dream job. But at the same time, I feel that you're with the Seven of Pentacles, the Star, it's like you're seeing the reality of situations very, very quickly. And like I said, with the Three of Pentacles, I think you really want to make sure that you're entering into situations that are worth your time. So you're not willing to waste your time anymore. I feel like you're cutting things off very quickly. With the World, you have the Nine of Cups. You're focused on your own fulfillment. I love this for you here at Capricorn. I think focusing on your own fulfillment is exactly what you should be doing. The funny thing is, as well, is that we could read the Nine of Cups as like maybe he's like a barkeep, right? We could say that he's like a bartender. Maybe he is giving those cups out, right? And I get that feeling for you where it's you are the one that is really, really deciding like where to give your energy, what to give out, who to give it to, all that. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Swords. I feel like this is like thinking, there's a book called Thinking Fast and Slow, but I get moving fast and slow here. I think you need to move quicker, but also slowly. And that might be confusing. That might sound confusing, but it's really not. What I would say is I would take action quickly on your ideas, but I would also make sure to kind of, what I think that's the fast part, right, is needing to get moving. I think the slow part is needing to make sure that you really pay attention to the changes that you're making, or, if you do something for your business, are you paying attention to whether or not it's working? Are you tracking things? Are you, kind of doing the down and dirty accounting, not literally like as far as being an accountant, but are you paying attention to the results? And that's the slow part. With the Tower, you have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is like a choice, but again, I feel like you're making choices very, very quickly. Again, if someone was juggling you, it could be a Tower moment. I do kind of have like a side message here that some of you, but I feel like you already know the truth here, Capricorn, if this message is for you. For some of you, I think maybe you were in a juggling situation and someone could be coming in to tell you more of a truth, is what I'm getting here. It's like, do you really want that? Do you really want to know more details in your situation? That might just be for a couple of you out there, but I would just be careful, especially if you were dealing with a Pisces or an Aquarius, I would say, or, if it could be someone who was born between the two, like on the cusp. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. And look at this, for the week. So you have this happiness card, definitely happiness coming in for you if you start taking action. It's going to feel good, moving towards your dreams. You also have this month of the year card, and it says April on it. I always clarify the month cards with something else. And it says Money Path. I love this card. It says a path with money is waiting for you to find it. Love it. I would go back to April. Like, what were you thinking about in April? Was there something you were doing in the month of April? I'm also getting May. So it could have been April, May, where maybe you were making some changes or you were dreaming of doing something maybe back in April and May. If you have a journal, I would go back to that point. If you were, maybe you want to go back and watch the April and May readings on the channel, but I would go back to that time because I feel that there could be some like ideas, some things that you were working on, some plans that you had, or maybe something came into your awareness around that time, and it could be very important. You also have this archway. It says new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Clearly, there's a major path opening up for you. But this is something you've worked for a very long period of time. This isn't something that's just magically appearing in your life. Again, with the World card, that whole top row there, Page of Pentacles, King of Swords, all that. It's like you've worked very hard for this. Even Two of Pentacles twice. Two of Pentacles is hard work. Next, you have this Vulture. It says depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Get out of your head. I think we all have to deal with this until January, after January, really, like the beginning of February. Just, there is like a weird energy, especially for you Capricorns. I have 5 planets in Capricorn. I feel it. I feel this right here. It's not really, I'm not like depressed or anything, but it's like, I think there's too much stinking thinking in the astrology. Let's put it that way. So I think we should be a little bit more positive. I think we need to make sure that we're focusing on exactly what we do want. And we need to realize that we could be like, really what the astrology is I think it's just that we could think of an idea and we maybe think of it more negatively than it actually is. So, I would try to know that. And finally, you have the 4-leaf clover. It says good luck, good fortune on it. Love it. Clearly, it's a good time for you, Capricorn, and, especially for those of you that are making changes. I'm going to pull 3 cards now. We're going to do one question. So if you have a question, Feel free to pause this reading. If you don't, that's fine too. I'm going to put all three together at the end as like a personalish reading. But these are the three cards, so feel free to pause because I'm going to read the cards right now. You have the Queen of Wands, Five of Swords, and Five of Pentacles here. See, for some of you, I feel this could be talking about a breakup or something like that. Someone could have been too seductive, I'm getting. This could be what you're asking about. I feel like they're too much of a player. It's kind of weird because they get a very innocent energy. So it could be one of those people that comes off as innocent, but really is like a devil in disguise. So I would be careful if you have anyone coming back or if you've been thinking about a person. I almost feel like that's confirmation for some of you. I'm getting something about Florida or something, or Jacksonville or something's popping into my head. I don't know, where was I going with that? Florida, I don't know, something is popping to my head as Florida. You could be moving, and I think it would be a good move. I would take the risk. For all of you, to me, this is, look at this, how this is set up. The Queen of Wands is looking across these cards. What the hell does that mean? Well, what it means to me is that you need to boldly move towards the world in your reading. She is the only Wands court card that doesn't have salamanders on her cloak. Salamanders in the fire represent salamanders in the tarot represent protection from fire. She is not protected from risk. Five of Swords. So she needs to not listen to her negative self-talk. Five of Pentacles says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. And she needs to move towards something boldly, assertively, courageously, because that's where the success is going to come. So there you go, Capricorn. This looks really good. Definitely some changes. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.